A very good evening to you. Welcome to Political Lens, where we x-ray issues affecting the polity. I'm your host, Emmanuel Ajayi, and I'll be taking you on the beautiful flight of Political Lens this evening. It promises to be interesting, educative, and informative, and that's why you need not to leave the screen as we bring to you every nitty-gritty of issues affecting the polity. This time around, we're talking about tackling insecurity in Nigeria. Many matters are rising there. And also, we're talking about the issue of community policing, a panacea to solving insecurity in Nigeria. We'll take a break, and when we come back from this break, I'll be bringing you some stories making around the town. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Get more information and updates on raveng.tv. Follow and interact with us on our social media platforms using the handle @RaveTV channel. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel @RaveTV. Download the Rave TV app on iOS, Windows, and Android to view us on the go. Rave TV. So exciting.
Welcome back on Political Lens. We'll start with this pathetic story as a helicopter which lost control crashed into a building at number 16 Road, Okpebi, in Ikeja area of Lagos State. The Director General of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Lasema Olufemi Osoyintolo, says the incident happened at 12 noon and confirmed that 2 people died and 1 rescued at the scene of the accident.
At about time did this happen?
It's occurred around 12 noon.
12 noon?
Yes.
The thing is that I don't know where to start thanking God. That there was nobody in the house. We slept in the house. All of us went out. Then where I went, they were calling me. Come, helicopter has entered my house. I said, it's the wrong way. How can helicopter enter?
Somebody that doesn't understand English.
Where did the helicopter pass to enter the house? Then some roofs were broken, walls were broken, but I will still continue to say hallelujah.
Well, the words are there continue to say hallelujah, but quite pathetic that 2 people died and 1 is still battling in the hospital for his soul. We say, may their gentle soul rest in peace. Quite pathetic there. And away from that particular report, we'll bring this one to you as President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the establishment of the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons. According to the National Security Advisor, Bagana Monguno, the center will be domiciled under the office of the NSA, and efforts are ongoing to give it a legal backing. He added that the center will be similar to the Counterterrorism Center and the Cybercrime Security Center, both of which are domiciled under its office. Monguno made this announcement on Thursday, Council of State meeting, which had past heads of state in attendance. He noted that when fully operational, the center will work in compliance with already laid down international standards and ECOWAS moratorium on the control of small arms and light weapons. And away from that particular development, as the world grapples to find solution to the COVID-19 pandemic ravaging the country, the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, are counting their losses as they say majority of their members are at while others are threatening of option of receiving half salary. The outgoing president of Pengasan disclosed this at the 6th National Delegate Conference of the association in Abuja, lamenting their plight. And away from that development towards ensuring the safety of its members and obeying the regulations of the Lagos State Government on Transportation, the Professional E-Hailing Drivers and Private Owners Association held a meeting in Lagos to sensitize stakeholders about the initiative while strengthening the unity of purpose among members and the nation at large.
Our association has been able to position e-hailing community in a better and brighter light to the whole world. Even as we engage in several activities that promote the well-being of our members and also engage in community service that promote the goodwill of our association at large. Lagos State Government is truly determined to see a more secure and profitable e-hailing transportation sector. And PECPA as an association has truly taken a center stage in defending the interests of its member and in the midst of negotiation. PECPA will continue to fight for the interests of our members by ensuring members always enjoy good welfare and appropriate security.
We need security in our life. We need security in our business, and therefore PEPDA is fully in support of government regulation. I urge all members of e-hailing drivers to embrace this union and join hands together to succeed.
As a team of security members, a joint security team, that anytime a driver calls, okay, I have this problem, my car stopped somewhere, they have a team of people that they can call and they are there for you. Of recent, I had a story of one man that was, I think his car stopped at Igodo. They just called one member and that person was there for him. So in terms of security, yes, I've seen positive signs.
We're talking about security there, and today we'll be looking at tackling insecurity in Nigeria, matters arising as President Muhammadu Buhari approved the establishment of the National Center for Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons. During the week, we'll be looking at this vis-a-vis some issues concerning community policing in the country. Is that a panacea to solving insecurity bedeviling the country at the moment? Joining me on the program is a human rights lawyer and also the former vice presidential candidate of NAC, National Action Council Party. He is also the National President's Association for Good Governance, Justice Uhuegbu. Many thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you. It's my pleasure once more.
Let's start with this pathetic story talking about the helicopter crash in Lagos, precisely in Uhuegbu. What do you make of this pathetic and very sad story happening at this time?
Well, it's so unfortunate. It could happen. It's an accident. But we just pray that it wouldn't happen again. But my problem or the issues we've always have is the quick intervention of the emergency management agency.
That's LASEMA.
So you can see from the clips we've seen so far on the social media, it has always been Nigerians trying to help themselves. It was Nigerians that gathered to see how they can rescue these people before LASEMA came. Apart from that, LASEMA is even the state-owned emergency agency. What about the federal government owned? So these are the.
But this is Lagos. This is Lagos.
No. Understand me? Yes, but they have an office here. They have people here also. So are they here for Jamboree? So Lagos State is actually trying. But what I'm trying to say, are they not supposed to have their own headquarters to move around, especially considering the congestion in Lagos State and all the rest? But be it as it may, I will just pray that they are so rest in peace.
And this is one of the challenges of insecurity in the country for people who are just in their own residential area. And such is happening now.
When you talk of insecurity, people don't actually understand how omnibus the word insecurity is.
Okay.
And that is why, in the wisdom of the Constitution simplicity provided for two major things to be the aim of government. And what is it? The Constitution simply provides that the main aim of government is for the welfare and security of the citizens. So the implication of this is this. By the time these two things have been tackled, every country will be minimized both to risk and every other thing. You can see what happened. Residents and people rushed to the scene before the police, before the emergency, whatever.
And that's normal because these are people who are living in that area.
Yeah, but remember, it also brings up the issue of insecurity also.
Okay.
Because before you know it, hoodlums will take the advantage of that and all the rights. That's what we're saying. Now, the UN standard of security, are we actually maintaining it? 1 person to 2 policemen. Is it possible in Nigeria? When you see our politicians going with an entourage of policemen and military men and civil defense, they are supposed to be protecting the people. 1 person. A governor will go with an entourage of policemen up to 50, 30. 1 person, securing 1 person or guiding 1 person.
And whose fault is that?
It is the system.
Okay, let's quickly look at what the president did this week, talking about the approval for the establishment of the National Center for Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons in the country. Do you see this as a welcome development in the face of security ravaging the country at the moment, especially in the Northeast?
Well, it's a welcome development, but if you look at the name for the control of small weapons and this. So, you see, most times, I don't know, we have to look at certain things holistically. It's a welcome development, but what are the responsibilities that will be given to this agency? Because when you talk about control of small weapons and all the rest, what are you actually implying? What is their major responsibility? Are you talking about, because the police is there, they have their armory or thereabout. The military also have their own armory and all the rest. Now, if you look at it or you ask yourself a question, what is this agency actually going to do? Are they going to partner with the Nigerian police? Are they going to partner with the military? Are they going to be on their own? Are you now going to recruit civilians or retired military men?
If you listen to the National Security Advisor, he made mention of all of this, that he's going to even make use of some of these vigilantes to work in tandem with them, as this ministry or this department will be under his ministry.
That is what I'm trying to say. That there must be a roadmap. And let me tell you, when certain things, before they are done or they're introduced, please call for a public hearing. Get the people's feeler and people's opinion. The problem with Nigeria is that we don't consider public opinion. You don't just wake up one day because your security advisor, because your minister for defense, you want to establish this, you want to establish that. The vigilantes you are incorporating, do you know them? Go to so many communities today across the country. There have been evidence that most of the vigilante members are even part of the problems they are having locally in their localities. Because you don't know who is. Security issue is very, very delicate. And we must be very, very careful.
We'll be joined very soon by human rights, security experts to look at many of these challenges bedeviling the country. But Justice, are you baffled with the level of insecurity bedeviling the country at the moment? Coming from the angle that you are also the National President Association for Good Governance.
Well, it's all about lack of good governance.
How do you mean?
Yes. You see, let me put it this way. With good governance, in fact, good governance is all about welfare. And remember that the Constitution has already provided that the main aim of government is for the welfare and security. He said welfare first before security. What that connotes is this. If there is good governance, which is talking about welfare, security challenges will be minimized. Now you now ask yourself a question. Why do people indulge themselves into various vices that are not good? It's because there's no good governance. I belong to a platform where somebody was talking about talent hunt being organized by one politician. I said, we don't need all those things. If we have good governance, people's talent will materialize naturally. So what you need in Nigeria is good governance. And it doesn't take much to give good governance. That is the problem. But it's just because here, our so-called or presumed leaders don't even understand what it takes to give good governance.
And what does it take to give good governance?
Very simple. Very simple. Do unto others what you like others to do unto you. The moment they get into power, they have an aura. They attract so many good things to themselves, their families, their wives and children. You forgot that those things you attracted to yourself, the masses also need this. That is good governance. Because if you can give yourself one and give another person one, it goes round. If you remember, Michael Jackson, before he died, one of his songs, he said, heal the world, make it a better place for you and me.
Justice, is there any country in the world today that you can point at that is free from insecurity?
No, I'm not saying that. There's no country in the world that is totally free from insecurity. No. No. But what we are saying is this. The level of insecurity in Nigeria is increasing by the day. Now, I have always raised this issue and this question. When we were in school, we did economics. We studied what we call law of diminishing returns and law of progressive geometric progression. I thought by now Nigeria should be, progressing geometrically and not diminishing.
How do you mean?
Yes.
When you say the word diminishing, what do you mean by that word? Can you tell us?
The level of insecurity today, some we want to lie to ourselves. The level of insecurity today in the country has increased.
Can you use the word resurgence? Because we saw at a time when the military has been winning the war against Boko Haram in the country, but now we are seeing a resurgence of what is happening, even affecting the state of the president.
You know, the problem is this. We like painting words.
I want to give you statistics to all of this development. When former President Olusegun Obasanjo was there, he saw we had the issue of the OPC guys ravaging in the southwest. It got to that point of Yaradua to Goodluck Jonathan and also to President Muhammadu Buhari. In Goodluck Jonathan's era, you saw what was happening in the Niger Delta region.
You see, let me tell you one thing. I don't know the reason why we should always make reference of bad things to the back. Lord Denny, in one of his judgments, in the case of Parker versus Parker, said something in his obiter dictum. I quote him. He said, until we start doing what we have not done before, we will remain standstill while the rest of the world moves on. So those things are in the past. We should focus on today.
Are you saying if you get into the helms of affairs in the country, you will do better?
Definitely, because
you will do better in the country.
I will. You know why? Because I know part of the problem of Nigeria.
In the case where even we've been having cases of some governors saying they are saboteurs, even in the military.
Let me tell you, there are saboteurs everywhere. Even in your house, you can be sabotaged. But the issue is that your ability to manage crises and issues when they come. And that is why we are human beings. That's a part of the crisis of human beings. You remember, in biology, the ability to change, the ability to respond to stimulus. So these are stimulus. When you're somewhere, you are the person that will be feeling the pressure. So you should develop your shock observer.
Are you saying that the president of Nigeria is not feeling the pressure at this time?
Well, I wouldn't know for him. I will not speak for him.
For someone who is taking these steps to approve
let me tell you one
a center to take up light arms and ammunition in the country?
I will not speak for him. You know why? I am not, and he's one of his appointees for now. So I don't know the roadmap he's applying. But we talk, see, and act based on what we see.
To say that you don't know the roadmap the president has been going in the last 5 years is an understatement.
How can it be? I am telling you of a truth. What I know, what I feel for myself. I'm speaking for myself.
You contested in the 2019 general election as the former vice president of your party. What would you have done better if you are in the hands of affairs today?
I believe by God's grace.
Because there is this parliament which says talk is cheap.
No. Yes, it's cheap. But you see, let me tell you, when you meet people, follow their mantra, follow their history from birth. Follow events, what they have been known for, what they have done before, and you can use it to arrive to a conclusion. In law, we call it circumstantial evidence. You can draw inference from circumstances surrounding somebody. Let me tell you, for example, by the special grace of God, by 2023, I have intention of running for the president of this country. Yes.
And what reason?
I think, what do you mean by for what reason? Do you like the way the country is moving?
And you think you can do better?
I can, yes. One, age is still on my side. Why is it in Africa? Have you asked yourself this question? Why is it in Africa that we're having people that will say they are leaders, presidents from the age of 70 years and above?
The president of Nigeria said in 2015 that he's going to ride on 3-man trial. If you listen to you very well. He said he's going to ride on 3-man trial, which is to fight insecurity, revamp the economy, and also fight corruption. So in all of this, looking at the background of President Muhammadu Buhari, what will you be your assessment in the last 5 years?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the truth is this. One, if you talk about the issue of insecurity, no. As far as I'm concerned, that's my personal
You have to explain further.
I'm coming.
You have to explain further.
That's why I'm coming.
Okay?
That's my personal opinion. Because the level of insecurity, killings, and all the rest that we are witnessing now has never been this bad before. We are tackling the issue of Boko Haram before the issue of the banditry came up and all the rest. Look at what is happening.
As at 6 years ago, Justice, if you have to be fair to this administration, we had the UN house that was bombed. We're not hearing that in Abuja. We're not hearing that in 2020. So what do you mean, or what are you saying if you're saying that it's getting worse by the day?
That house that was bombed, how many people died? We're talking about situations where we lose human beings every day, where human beings are slaughtered like chicken in this country on daily basis. That's what we're talking about. It's better you go and burn down buildings than leaving human beings alone. Children are involved. Women are involved. Pregnant women are involved. And we're saying that children are futures of tomorrow, leaders of tomorrow. Do you know whether some of those children, what they could have become in future? You see, let us be realistic to ourselves. In as much as everything, if you remember, last time, there had been serious call on the presidency to change the security chiefs.
Is that the solution to insecurity?
No.
Is that the solution to insecurity?
It should be part of the solution.
Okay.
Let me tell you one thing.
Well, I'll put you on the pause at the moment. We'll go on this breather, and when we come back, I'll read out some statistics about the numbers of displaced, internally displaced people in the country. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's beyond light, camera, and action. Honey, it's way beyond traditional television.
It's a culture, a way of life.
Giving you a platform to hear and be heard.
It's about a personal relationship with you on screen and off screen.
It's about family and building a community.
It's about offering timely information and content you cannot resist.
It's about juicy content on the go. It's a new era, so join this train. Hey guys, everybody say rave!
For the social Social media trends, the highlights, the cruise, the vibrations, glitz and glam in celeb living and untold stories. We got you. We are fun, we are exciting, we are engaging, we are youthful, we are Rave TV channel.
Welcome back on the program. We still have human rights lawyer, former vice presidential candidate of NAC, that is the National Action Council Party, and the National President Association for Good Governance, Justice Uhuegbu. Many thanks for staying tuned. Back to your line of thought, to that particular trajectory you're making earlier about the issue of insecurity and some of the solutions you're trying to profile. Back to you.
I don't think there's any Nigerian today that is happy with the level of insecurity in Nigeria. Like you said earlier, or like we discussed it, in as much as, yes, insecurity is a global problem, but she did continue being a recurrent decimal. And the answer is no. Now, I talked about the issue of security chiefs. They have been called. Even if you remember, even the National Assembly, the Senate has even suggested to the president, please change your security chiefs and all the rights. But no. In as much as it's not going to be a permanent solution.
And that was why I asked that. Is that the solution
no.
to the issue of insecurity in the country?
It's not going to be a permanent solution, but it will be part of it. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
When you have a football team that you feel that is not doing as you are expecting, what do? Change the captain and see what will happen. Because at times the body language of the captain may ginger the players.
But what if the president considers this team as a winning team for him?
Well, that is which means he's not having the feeler of what Nigerians are seeing. Or some people are lying to him.
Because the president has the right constitutionally to change when he pleases.
That's what I'm trying to say. Remember, he has advisors. The president cannot be here and be there and be there, which means some people are not telling him the truth. Let's be realistic. Because everybody today in the country is seeing the level of insecurity. And you know what I'm trying to say. Last time, even the Senate rose to say, change the security chiefs. They are the people, they are the ones representing Nigerians in all the senatorial zones. So, which means some people are not telling Mr. President the truth. Because you can't be everywhere. Now you talk about the issue
let me quickly bring these statistics about, if you have that displayed on the screen, about Nigerian refugees as at July 2020. We have a total of over 294,230 Nigerian refugees and over 2 million internally displaced people in the country. And internally displaced in Cameroon, Chad, and Niger Republic is about 68,684,000 there. Internally displaced people in Cameroon, Chad, and Niger Republic. Justice, what do you make of this one? Over 2 million people internally displaced in Nigeria.
Well, I don't know. I think the figure to me might not really be correct.
How do you mean?
Yeah, to me, I think it's even higher than this. You see, we must always be proactive and tell ourselves the truth, so that we can look for a way to find a lasting solution to our problems. Listen, we are Nigerians. Nobody can come here to solve our problems. We must solve our problems ourselves, but we must do it with sincerity of what I call sincerity of purpose. So that's why when I see some of these figures at times, I laugh. Emma, there are certain things some people don't know. There are certain things that happen in so many villages, in so many localities that people don't even report. We have a government, it didn't start now. It didn't start in this administration. We have a government that reports what they want to report. That's the problem we are having. And a country cannot grow that way. That's why I say we are Nigerians. We must solve our problems ourselves.
Let's quickly open the phone line now to get the reactions of Nigerians on what we're looking at this time. Tackling insecurity, many matters arising there. But let me come to you, Justice. Looking at this, some state governments decided to take the initiative of having community policing, the issue of Amatekun here in the southwest. What do you make of all of this development, trying to nip in board some of these challenges, because insecurity is one of the bane of our development in Nigeria?
Yeah, will you call it community policing or state policing?
Okay.
Remember, since the issue of too much insecurity in the country, that was when the clamor for state policing became high, if you remember, in recent times. But to me, I support it now. Formerly, I didn't want to support state policing because of power tussle that may arise from the federal government and the state government. No, vis-a-vis the problem we have in Nigeria of playing politics with everything. Like in the Western world, in United States, in UK, you have the sheriff, you have the FBI, and they work together. You understand the thing? But here, I think they will politicize the whole thing. But the call has come now, because we don't have a choice than to do this. We don't have a choice than to create state police. We don't have a choice than to create community policing. In fact, we don't have a choice. Let me even call it village police or policing, because it's getting too much. But there is a problem. I have made a call before. If the government will listen, the problem is this: do we have a listening government? That's the problem. Listen. The best person that can secure a community are the people from that community. If you have a commissioner of police from another state or from one place going to a different state he doesn't know, what do you expect? Let me give you an example. I don't know. Let's nail it on the board. Recently, there was a recent transfer that took place in Imo State, where almost 90% of the policemen in Imo State were transferred out. And you're talking about outside the state, you're talking about community policing and state policing. How can it work? If you cannot go to your locality and protect it, where else can you protect? So you're posting somebody like me now from Imo to Kaduna, where I do not know anything. And you bring somebody from Kano to Imo. How do you expect such person to work? It's not possible. But if you are in your locality, in your area, you will protect your area because you know it is your own. And that is why you saw the emergence of this Amotekuna and some other things. Because enough is enough, for Christ's sake. Let me tell you, if a foreigner or a new face enters your locality, you will know. In this studio now, if somebody who is not working here enters here, people will know.
But one of the challenges of this community policing is that even when you go to report, there's every tendency that whatever you've said will be revealed to these people, and that will be used against you, because these are people living within that community.
No. That is the problem we have with the police initially. Remember, police will always...
Because there's this norm that they say police is your friend.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
How true is police?
That's what I'm trying to say. The police, one of their slogans is that police is your friend. Okay. But I have faulted that in so many times and so many places. Because nowadays, people conceal information because of fear of the unknown. You might give information. The moment you give information, you become the first suspect. And it might even be revealed. But let me tell you one thing. If they are people from the same locality, no matter how you hide it, one day people will know. And another thing you should understand is this. When you are in a village or in a locality or in a state, no matter how you try to hide, people will be seeing you. And not when you want to bring reproach to that same community that you are part of. It will not work. Now, let me give you another example. The states, by our formation and by our operation in Nigeria, the governors of various states are the chief security officers of the states. Is that not true? But the various police commissioners are not answerable to the governors. They are answerable to the IG. How can it work? Now, if there is an attack in my place, for example, in Imo, and I call on the CP, the Commissioner of Police, he will say, let him get order from IG.
Okay. But if you're advocating community policing or state policing, as it may be, one key issue I want us to look at is the issue of funding. If some states have been declared as insolvent at this time, how will this funding go with such states?
If you remember in Lagos State, when the issue of creation of CDS, LCDS, local government development councils, came up, that was part of the problem that the Lagos State government had with the federal government, the issue of funding. Did it die? Did that dream die? Did the Lagos State government stop it? Today, you can see the development in Lagos State because of the opening of.
Can you compare Lagos State to a state?
I'm
just a moment, Justice. Can you compare Lagos State to a state like Bayelsa, like Zamfara?
What is wrong with those states?
Have you checked their internally generated revenue, their IGR?
You see, forget about internally generated. We don't accept the truth. Ask yourself a question. The security votes of a governor alone can solve some of these problems if we are proactive and we are sincere and we are not wicked to ourselves. What is a governor using security votes for? It is called security votes.
Do you know how much they are collecting as security votes?
No matter how much.
Is that made to the public?
No matter how much. Understand me.
If you have facts and figures to back it up, well, you can go on.
No, understand what I'm trying to say. Even if it is 1 naira I'm collecting as a security vote, I say it's my security vote. I can spend it anyhow I want it without questioning. Then are you actually telling yourself the truth that you are spending this thing for the welfare and security of the people in your state? That is the question. Now, the issue of funding will never... Look at in Lagos State. If you remember, during the time of Raji Fashola, Lagos State became the best in security. In fact, Lagos State became the most safest state in Nigeria. Why?
Because we have there's a fund called Security.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a fund called Security Trust Fund.
Trust Fund was set up.
Okay.
Managed by, let me call sincere people. And we saw how far it went. I think it was that period that Lagos State was able to procure headquarters for the police and all the. You understand me? So these are some of the things.